Now
he's looking at my Twitter post. Why the f are you lying about the dumbest thing? Kind of random, but Giuliani mentioned you on Kimmel's 6-minute mark. Giuliani? Rudy Giuliani? Rudolph Giuliani knows who I am? Are you joking? America's mayor, Rudolph Giuliani? That's weird.
2.8 million followers on Twitter.
Best of America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, live on Rumble.
And Hasan Piker has how many people? 2.8 million followers on Twitter or Twitch. Twitch is different than Twitter, right?
Right.
What the hell is Twitch? Is that another Chinese operation?
I don't believe so. It's for gamers. Primarily.
So
we're on Twitch.
We are? Well, let's get off.
Ethan Klein has found another ally. Another ally from the most likely places that he is securing allegiances from has entered the fold. Wait, we have to find that stream. We need to see what else he said about you. I assume he's talking about how I'm like anti-Semitic or something. That's the difference between you and your legion of haters. You will call balls and strikes. Yeah. Incredible stuff. Also, both me and Rudolph Giuliani are 9/11 guys in very different ways. So we already were in the same 9/11 cinematic universe.
Wait, hold on. Excuse me. I have a question. Mr. Giuliani, what is it that you're wearing? I mean, he is dressed like...
Wow.
Off with a red checkered pocket square. It's full mental jacket.
I don't think Rudolph cares about anti-Semitism after famously saying Jewish men have small because they can't use them after they get married. Yeah, or my favorite. Rudy Giuliani did my favorite type of anti-Semitism because it was one that I had never heard before. And I don't think anyone will ever say it before or after this sentence was uttered. Remember when he said, oh, Moses parted the Red Sea? Who cares? So many other people have done that. I have never heard anyone say that before. That is a completely new and unique thing that Rudolph Giuliani came up with. It was amazing. It comes with the recognition that Moses actually parted the Red Sea, like literally, okay? Taking that literally, and then simultaneously claiming that it has happened many times over and that it is not a big deal. You have to have the best mind to be able to say something like that. It is one of the funniest things. Oh my God. Get over Passover. It was 3,000 years ago. Ex-New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani tells Jews. Giuliani is accused in the complaint of disparaging Jewish men's sizes and commenting about the Arabs and Jews. But of course, he's a massive supporter of Israel. So obviously nobody cares about this kind of thing. Oh, it's so funny. Dude, get over the Passover. It was like 3,000 years ago. The Red Sea parted. Big deal. It's not the first time that happened. I'm sorry. When has that ever happened? Like that's never, what are you saying? I love that. I love that because it implies that Moses did literally part the Red Sea, okay? But also, it is a frequent occurrence. It's a frequent occurrence and not a big deal. Come on, man. He's like, it happens once a year, guys. Calm down. Big whoop. Oh, anyway. But now he's probably talking about how unimaginably anti-Semitic I am or something.
Hasan Piker. Do you know who Hasan Piker is, Ted?
Yeah, get over the Passover. It was like 3,000 years ago. The Red Sea parted. Big deal. It's not the first time that it has happened. What does he know? Hashtag open the vaults. He knows something. He was there.
Hasan Piker
I do not.
Hasan Piker has how many people? 2.8 million followers on Twitter or Twitch. Twitch is different than Twitter, right?
Right.
What the hell is Twitch? Is that another Chinese operation?
I don't believe so. It's for gamers primarily.
So
we're on Twitch.
We are. Well, let's get off. This guy. Well, no, actually, no. I'm wrong. I really want to make a different point here. This guy immediately went on right after the 2 young people were killed. And he said that it was a false flag operation.
That's not what I've
Meaning that
never
either
said
we
that.
or the
I'm not saying it is a false flag incident at all. I'm not saying that. I think this is just a one dude who is genuine in his actions and maybe, you know, a little bit brain broken. Okay, to be fair to Rudolph Giuliani, he is 700 years old. So I can't even fault him for being duped by the dumbest kind of propaganda. That's great though. I love people who are just completely devoid of a brain. You know, Jake Tapper, Rudolph Giuliani, New York Post writers, people who write for Fox News. You know, all of these guys were like, yeah, he's definitely said it was a false flag. I never did. I said the exact opposite. I never said it was a false flag. I don't believe it is a false flag. It is it's one of the strangest ways of criticizing my commentary. You could be like, oh, he likes that this happened or something. You know what I mean? You can lie about that. Why the are you lying about the dumbest thing?
Israelis really killed these kids. This is Hasan Piker. And he was taken off Twitch. But then he was reinstated in 24 hours, and now he's gloating. I live, he said. Now
he's looking at my Twitter post. Them pushing this button so hard makes me think it's a false flag, though. I didn't before. No, this is an act of desperation from people who really, really want to like maintain some kind of like Israel is still good, guys. But as I've said before, it is very difficult for Israel, even post October 7. It has always been very difficult for Israel to bring forward like cool people that will defend Israel on the timeline. And that was when people's like feelings towards Israel and Israel being a victim was at its highest level. And the only people that were like, you know, joining in on the fun and immediately running with like, we must kill all of the Arab population. We must cleanse the lands of all the Palestinians, which is not a real nationality. It was like the Amy Schumers of the world and the Michael Rappaports, right? Like it was never like someone who is a super famous individual or someone who has like a lot of like they couldn't get an actor, like a top billing actor or director or someone like that to come out and aggressively defend Israel. And that was when Israel had the most amount of I guess, positive media coverage coming out. Since then, it's over, right? Like 19 months of genocide. Ain't nobody's coming out to defend Israel at this point. So the last remaining people who will defend Israel at this stage are the likes of Rudolph Giuliani, you know, a couple New York Post writers, the Free Press, Barry Weiss. That's it. They're cooked. So not exactly a good time to be a defender of Israel. I guess the only guy they can get is like the only guy that has like somewhat of a platform is Ethan Klein, ironically enough. And even his perspective is so carefully crafted where like most people who are pro-Israel don't even want to entertain what he's saying or promote him because he keeps saying in an effort to defend his position that Israel might be doing a genocide. And that's a bridge too far for everyone that wants to defend Israel. So even though he attacks all of Israel's, all of the people who are critical of Israel, he still takes this like both sides position, even though he hyper focuses on the Palestinian side. He still says like, yeah, you know, I don't really like settlers. They're valid military targets. It's a genocide when my wife is not around. It's just a war when she is around. Because of that position, like even the Hen Mazigs of the world can't necessarily like actively defend him with regular frequency. So that's it. That's the best you're going to get out of people. Just like someone who has been on an extended crash out for the last 19 months. And Rudolph Giuliani and I guess John Fetterman, whose brain literally leaked out of his ear. Did you ever think in your life that Rudy Giuliani would be talking shit about you on a live stream? Yes. This is Seth Rogan. I mean, this is a very famous conversation back and forth between Seth Rogan and Mark Maron about like Israel. It's
Jewish person in America.
It's awesome.
They're probably here because someone tried to kill their grandparents not that long ago, and we should be in Eastern Europe. And it would be nice to live somewhere that was not a part of the Christian apocalyptic.
I mean, this is also way before October 7th. This is like years ago. Seth Rogan talking about like how he realized that maybe it's not.
Prophecy is also probably a good idea. It's like maybe settle somewhere that the Christians don't think you all have to die in order for the
and then they want us all to go there. They need a certain number.
They
of
need
Jews.
us to go there so we can die. So the apocalypse.
But Christians they need us for their ridiculous vision, and
exactly.
they're not
like our ridiculous visions are temporarily parallel.
Would you ever go live in Israel?
No, it would be, to me, it just seems very like an antiquated thought process. Like if it is for religious reasons, I don't agree with it because I think religion is silly. If it is for truly the preservation of Jewish people, it makes no sense because again, you don't keep something you're trying to preserve all in one place, especially when that place has proven to be
volatile,
pretty volatile. And I also think that as a Jewish person, like I was fed a huge amount of lies about Israel my entire life. You know, they never tell you that. Oh, by the way, there were people there. They make it seem like it was just like they're sitting there. The doors open.
Hours for the taking.
Yeah. Like it literally, they forget to include the fact to every young Jewish person, basically, like, oh, by the way, there were people there.
Well, they just want to make sure that you are frightened of your own survival to the point where when you get old enough, you will make sure that that money goes to Israel and that trees are planted and that you always speak highly of Israel and Israel must survive no matter what.
I think like for Jewish people, especially who are who view themselves as progressive and who view themselves as analytical and who view themselves as people who ask a lot of questions and really challenge the status quo, like, what are we doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a thing. I mean, I get frightened to talk about it. You start.
I know.
Seth Rogan is the man. He's awesome. He's amazing. He's always had incredible takes on this.